professionally known as BRUHMANEGOD, is an experimental rap artist and most notably one of the original members of Spider Gang. Before we get into it, hit that subscribe button and be sure to give us a thumbs up. Check out the rest of our The Story Of series on our YouTube channel and follow us on social media at KultClassicofficial. Be sure to check out our website, kultclassicofficial.com, for merch and more. At an early age, BMG had aspirations to create music, citing System of a Down, Jizza from the Wu-Tang Clan, and Del the Funky Homo Sapien as inspirations early on. At the age of 8, he messed around with a garage band for the first time and eventually started to take music more seriously around the age of 14. He would later go on to produce for Zodiac, Cyber, Drown Millie, and more, if we're just talking members outside of Spider Gang. The name BRUHMANEGOD came from a Slug Christ IG post. BMG was scrolling through the gram and came across a post from Slug Christ that had a bunch of random words. The last word in the post happened to be BRUHMANEGOD. Not long after 2015, he would start to get more involved in the underground scene, and later would start rapping once he became a freshman in high school. High school was where he would start his collective Kult, which would eventually go on to have Black, Darky, and Wendigo as members.
I had this group called Kult that I still like kind of represent, but it's like more my own thing than anything else, you know what I mean? I don't really like look at it as a collective that much, except for like the people who were there. Like I still consider them like whatever the fuck that is in my head. It's just some fucking like labeling shit. But it was like me and Black and Darky and Wendigo and some other people that like didn't end up joining Spider Gang, but that just kind of morphed into the original couple members of Spider Gang. And then we added A14 and Solsa and, you know, all that shit.
So how did Kult come together? Was this just something you decided to start and you started adding people?
I was in fucking high school. It was probably like my sophomore year of high school or some shit. I just wanted to like start something. So I fucking drew this like little logo on the table at school. It's the same one that I still use, you know what I mean, on my like hoodies and like on my covers and all that shit. But it was never anything too serious. Me and Black were like the main people that in that group. We did everything. Like we fucking always were the ones who dropped songs on the page and shit like that. But nothing too crazy.
He would begin to have interactions with some of the future members of Spider Gang. He met Janaskis in 2016 and Black in 2017. He found Sosa on YouTube after stumbling across his beats. It was actually supposed to have a collab tape with MK Ultra way back in 2015, before the inception of the group. Flacco and Christ Dillinger had also used BRUHMANE's early beats, with Dillinger even dubbing him BRUHMANE the God in the production credits. BMG purchased the beat from Corpse and later attempted to sell it on Facebook, which would eventually spark their friendship.
The Corpse thing was hilarious. So I was like 16. I bought a fucking beat exclusive off of his track chain, and I thought that because I owned the exclusive rights, I was able to do whatever I wanted with the beat. And he didn't take it off of his track train, and so I was like, fuck it. I'm just going to try to sell it or something on Facebook. And so I tried to sell his beat on Facebook. And then some other person was like tripping on me about it, and he was like, oh, blah, 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 like making hella posts about me and shit. But Corpse didn't even really care like that. And then Corpse was just like, yeah, bro, like, it's fine. Just, like, don't do that again, you know? And I was like, all right, for sure. And then we were just kind of cool after that. Like, we started talking on Discord, like, a year or two later.
That's crazy. So you guys all kind of had interactions with each other, like, early on before you guys really, like, locked in.
Yeah, mainly me, honestly.
Once BRUHMANE went to college, he would meet Wendigo after Wendigo had inquired about purchasing a feature for one of his beats. Two would eventually hit it off at a show BMG threw in a garage in 2018.
It kind of started when me and this other homie who used to be in Spider Gang met Wendigo, and we like met him at this show that we threw in a garage and shit. And then we met Darky through him, and from there on we just kind of like all started connecting, you know what I mean? Like Darky was fucking with Edison and Flacco, so he put them in the group, and like I was friends with Corpse and John and Black and shit. And so like we all kind of like joined the group. It kind of like morphed from a bunch of different collectives, honestly.
Wendigo would eventually find Little Darky and introduce him to BRUHMANE.
He was part of the show. We just like knew him through the internet and shit, and it was like right up when I graduated high school, like the year that I graduated high school. And yeah, he just pulled up because he went to school in Santa Cruz at the time, which was pretty close by to where I was at. So he just pulled up and I met him there.
That summer in 2018, the Spider Gang would form, and the next year would start to gain traction in the music world. Brumman would later move to Long Beach towards the end of 2019 and shared an apartment with Corpse, Cubensis, and Darky. After the pandemic hit, Brumman stuck to his grind, dropping music and producing for the other members of the Spider Gang. Come 2021, he's been gearing to tour the whole country with the collective. One thing is for sure, the story of BRUHMANEGOD is far from finished. In fact, it's just getting started. And you can bet that as the story unfolds, we'll hit you with updates, so look out for part 2 in the future. Until next time, I'm Bobby Dee, and on behalf of Kult Classic, this has been the story of BRUHMANEGOD. Peace.